Alexa, off. Good morning, everybody. God, I forgot to hit the microphone again. We're going to play a little music, then we're going to go live here. So, 3 minutes and counting.
Well, I can feel the breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in.
Alexa, off.
Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, "Son, don't fear." Mike's weather page live is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. There'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
All right, and good morning. How about that little intro? Welcome back, people. A lot of y'all have been missing all year. The diehards are still here, but yes, welcome. We got a lot of people watching. Appreciate that. Did you catch the Alexa comment at the beginning? I keep forgetting to turn the Alexa alarm off. We said it a couple weeks ago here. Everybody's Alexas went off at the same time. I set everybody's Alexas for them. So there you go. Here's our tropics. Lots of chit chat about today. We're going to take about 4 or 5 minutes to say hello, drink some coffee. So no rush. I'll get into everything, I promise. I promise. This is Little Hunter, by the way. All right, so what's up? My name is Mike. I'm Mike's Weather Page. We stream live from Oldsmar, Florida. Been streaming live on Facebook since 2016. Now we're streaming live on Twitter. Hello, Twitter peeps, and also YouTube. So we got people everywhere watching now, not just one platform. And welcome to all the new followers. We got a lot of new people. We really appreciate it. We got a cool little weather thing going on here. We got a little weather family that's kind of gotten big. But yeah. So this Daily Brew, we're gonna talk about the weather. Daily Brew is brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits here in Florida. Florida is watching Invest 98 extremely close. You might want to hit your local ABC before everybody declares hurricane party. It's a Florida thing. Nobody's wishing any destruction. A hurricane party does not mean I'm a wish caster. But if you live in Florida, there's something about hurricane parties. We don't want a hurricane. It's just fun to have a hurricane party. We have hurricane parties in the winter. It's always a good time to have a hurricane party. Right, little Hunter? He's not snorting too bad today. All right, so let's say hi to a few people, then we'll get right into it, I promise. Let me pull up the website here. SpaghettiModels.com, Mike's weather page. And talk about what's going on. So, how's it going? Let's do how about a birthday shout out for your husband, Chris? Minksy says, I like that. Happy birthday, bud. Mike Soul, good morning, everybody. What's up? You got Mike here. What's up? Luann Spada. What's up, Jerry? Mississippi. Jeffrey from North Carolina. Hey, Lynn from the Caymans. Oh, boy. Lynn from the Cayman Islands just chimed in, so the stores down there are already empty. Your timing is going to be Sunday, Monday down in Cayman Islands. We have Miss Shelley Ross, better known as Sheila. A little inside joke. She helps behind the scenes. Debbie Land from Cape Coral. I love Cape Coral. What's that Grandma's Kitchen restaurant right there? Tucker's Grade or something down that way. Chip Baxter, Panhandle, watching close for sure. You need to be watching close. Hey, we got a bunch of star senders. Thank you. Patrick Peterson. Hey, what's up, Miss Stephanie Stokes? You got people watching up there, I'm assuming. We are going to talk about eBear. Yes, Tim, that's a great point. Remember the one thing about the eBear box, it only relates to storms that are 110 miles an hour or more. That's why Fiona didn't really matter. It has to be a strong system for it to come into effect with the eBear box. Yeah. So let's get everybody chiming in. Another couple minutes here. Tim from Iowa. I love corn. I love that corn song, Tim. On TikTok. I'm trying to get TikTok to give me their stream key too, by the way. It's not working. We got to... I could do the measuring device. It's too far away right now to really get into that. What's up, Vicky from Gulf Coast? Karen from Sarasota? Dan from Mississippi? I always mess up spelling Mississippi. How many dang S's are in Mississippi? We got Teresa from Pensacola. Rhode Island. Got some, possibly a little bit of waves coming at you. From Fiona. Charleston, Houston, man, I love it, everybody. Hey, what's up, Eric? Are the Rays ever going to win again? Rays pitching needs to stop giving up home runs, and our hitters need to start hitting the ball. Well, that makes sense, right? Hey, Michael from North Bay Fire Department. Hey, man, appreciate you all watching. Thanks for all you guys and gals do, for sure. Sarah went to school today. Check this out. I meant to post it. I didn't post it. It's dress up week for little Sarah, and I'm going to post this here in a little bit, but she wanted to be a cop today. So here's Sarah's picture. She is so excited. She wanted to be a police officer, and there you go. She's even got handcuffs. So little Sarah dressed up today as a cop. She's all excited. So, hey, I was on Drew Garabo. Thank you, Jeremy Stapleton. Yeah, I always love those guys. Man, I get so wrapped up. I could talk here for hours. Julie's over there doing this, calming me down. I'm like walking around the house all hyper, like, I get on the radio and I'm like huffing and puffing and I'm wired and I don't know what the deal is. I can talk here casually for hours and I get on the dang Drew Garabo show and I'm all hyperactive and stuff. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to go right into it. Again, thank you all for tuning in. I am not an official source of weather. I got to say that. I'm going to show long-range models. I'm going to give thoughts. None of that's official. I always refer to the National Hurricane Center and National Weather Service for any decision-making, right? Nobody should be nervous at this point at all, in the states at least. There's a few people that should be getting aware. First people that are going to be talking about. Let me get right into that. Let's. What is this thing I had open? Oh yeah, by the way, look at that. I had some windows ready to open up. Do you know today? Did you look, my buddy Justin? Listen, did you know that today is the first day of fall? I did not know that. So hey, happy fall, happy fall, happy fall. Jason Lamb, good morning from New Orleans. Oh, man. Listen, too, if Mississippi, it's hard. Thank goodness for Google, right? What's up, Nikki? Good morning. Jamie, thank you for the stars. Lynn from Wesley Chapel. Cool, man. Cool. What's up from Grand Cayman? How about that? Awesome. Awesome. All right, so we got a few things to talk about. All right, so let's talk about it. So everybody assumes the red area is going to be Hermine soon, right? That's 90%. That's the spot we're watching. This is Invest 98. We're going to go all into that here in about 2 minutes. This little guy's spinning off of Africa. Wouldn't it be something if that became Hermine like really quick and this became the infamous I storm? Florida has never done very well with I storms. But anyway, it's Hermine and Ian, the next two names on the list. Gaston we're going to show, and this little guy, I'm not even sure what's going on. We don't want anything else following. We don't want a wave train here in September, October, that's for sure. All right, so real quick, here's Gaston. Believe it or not, we have a lot of people that watch us in the Azores. Hello, Azore people. You're under tropical storm warning. That's kind of weird, right? This is pretty far up there. We talk about it all the time, man. These Atlantic waters are smoking hot. North Atlantic. So look at that. 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius. So that's a little higher. But look at that. 2 to 3 degrees Celsius warmer than average. And that's why we're getting a storm up in the Azores. So there you go. Tropical storm warning for the Azores this weekend. Here's another big story. This is Fiona. Believe it or not, it's a Category 4 hurricane. It's huge. You see how big it is? Look at this. This sucker, almost the same size as the state of Florida. Look at that. That, folks, is what you call a biggin. Hunter, come here. Hunter's sniffing around a little too much for me. Huge. Fiona going away. The problem, though, with Fiona is this. It's going to bring 100-mile-an-hour winds to Bermuda tomorrow night and Friday morning. And they have now issued a hurricane warning for Bermuda. We have a lot of people. Hunter, come here. I don't like him walking out there to that yellow room. We call it the yellow room. It usually means he's up to no good. So anyway, our folks in Bermuda are definitely dealing with hurricane warning now. We've been showing this type of graphic for about 3-4 days now, and these models have been really consistent, showing a skirt just off to the west. It's going to be a widening system, as you can see. That's where you never worry about the cone, because the cone is where the eye could go. It's not where the effects of the storm are. The cone of uncertainty on the NHC map is just where the eye could go. So, man, when you got a storm that's freaking that big, effects are going to be well outside the eye. And you can read in the discussions here with NHC. Let's just really quick, because people, I bring a little education here and there. When you go to the public advisory on these storms, it'll tell you here how far out hurricane force winds extend. So for Fiona, hurricane force winds extend 70 miles from the center, meaning 140 total. So that's in tropical storm force winds extend out 205 miles. And there's a bunch of people probably saying, why am I talking about it? Well, because we have a lot of people in Bermuda. So bear with me. So there you go. They're dealing with that hurricane warning. It's going to be long gone Friday. It's Thursday night, Friday morning. And the bigger story yet to come is Nova Scotia might have one of their biggest storms in history. 920 millibar system on approach Saturday. That's a deepening low pressure, 100-mile-an-hour winds. These are wind gusts. Could also be reaching Nova Scotia. That's big story up there for Canada. Big story. So they're getting all ready for that. All right, so here's the deal. Invest 98. Let's take some coffee and let's talk about it. Hey, Linda, look at that. I got your crayons, girl. I had some people, I don't know how I remember everybody's names, but Linda mailed me a care package once, and we had crayons in it. Michael Sumner, here you go. By the way, I had a little tequila last night, and I was on Twitter kind of poking some folks and getting some stuff riled up. It was fun. I have thick skin now, so you can't really get to me. Unless you make fun of Sarah. Might have to say something about that. But anyway. All right, so here's the deal. Invest 98. All right, so what's going on with this thing? Believe it or not, it's being affected right now by Fiona. The outflow of Fiona is actually bringing in some winds and some shear, and it's such a large system. But this is also going to help lift our system north, believe it or not. So some of these upper level winds are actually lifting our Invest 98 northward. Hurricane hunters were out there yesterday. They're going to be out there all day today. So it is lifting, and that partly thanks to Fiona pulling it north. Very fascinating to see the upper level winds actually in the short term bringing us some shear, but also help control the steering mechanisms a little bit with the winds set up down here. So that's that. Let's just start right out with the latest 12Z models. How about that? We'll start out right here. These always get posted right when we go live at 9 o'clock. These are posted on tropicaltidbits.com. You can take a look at them when we chit-chat. How to Wants America hat. Yeah, that was an Amazon special. Paul says, a lot of friends that live in Nova Scotia. There's a lot of people watch, man. A lot of folks. Just because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean it's not going to affect somebody. Everybody, we kind of live in a me world right now. Everybody's more worried about themselves sometimes than others, and me included probably at times. Just ask my wife. I love you, Julie. Mark, hey man, there you go. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for coming in. Hermine. So it's a race between Hermine and Ian. And yeah, so we're going to see. All right, so these latest models just came out. These are your spaghetti models. It appears that people think we're seeing a west shift. Well, kind of. A little bit. Not really. Not really. We're still honing in on the Eastern Gulf and Florida big time. So, hey, Vinny, what's up? Cold front, Gregory Shields, 100% is everything. That big dip in the jet stream's coming down. We've been showing that cold front now several days, and we have a cold front coming down Wednesday. And, I believe, what's up? I believe the children are our future. Chad, what's up? Good morning, man. Man, we got a lot of people. Everybody's in a good, cheerful mood today. I like that. It's cold front coming. All right. So, yes. Got a little spread. I'll be honest. I was kind of hoping to see a little more unity in the models this morning. The GFS is trending west. Missing that cold front. Oh, man. It just throws a wrench in everything, right? So you can't ignore the GFS. You can't ignore any model, but you would have liked to see the GFS and the Euro be a little more closer together. I'm going to show you the Euro in a second. But hey, check it out. So that's it. Notice the bend, right? History tells you this is an October-style storm because this year has been wacky with cold fronts, right? If you're wondering why the upper Gulf of Mexico has been wet, we've had a cold front lingering the whole dang summer. Some of y'all ain't seen the sun in 3 damn days. And by the way, we love the Dominican Republic. I showed this yesterday, but I can't believe I kept this on my desk. I actually bought that down in the Dominican Republic. And did you guys see the Turks and Caicos? Anybody down in the Turks and Caicos? Tell your government I love them because they were using my site to give information on Fiona. That was really kind of weird to see. So we do have a lot of friends in the islands. And we have a lot of people in the Caymans watching. So the trend has been this. Let me show you what happens. So we've had these fronts, and anytime you get fronts dipping down this time of year, it creates a very favorable environment because there's low wind shear down here in the Caribbean, which we're going to see. The waters are the hottest of the season, and basically we could see some massive development. It's very likely going to happen. If it doesn't happen here, it's going to happen here because the Gulf is hot. We have loop currents. We have loop eddies. So, the chances of a strong hurricane are very real. Chances. I'm not saying 100%, but remember, nothing's official, but I'm seeing this October pattern. I'm seeing a strong system developing fast. Faster systems react more to cold fronts. We saw that with Charlie. Storms tend to turn the stronger they get. Now, there is another thing to talk about. There's a front that's going to be lingering around through the mid part of the week, and some good news is that some of the models are showing the possibility that this dry air can get trapped down inside of it and do a little weakening on approach. So if you're looking at the models and you're wondering why some of them are like 940, 930, and then all of a sudden they bounce back to 950, there could be some shear from the front itself, and there could be some dry air. So there is a chance it could weaken on approach. But as I mentioned in my YouTube video this morning, haven't seen that in the last few years. Not with the Gulf. The way it's hot, and a fast-moving system is not going to slow down that much. It's a developing system doesn't just stop. It peaks and then it slowly comes down. And a fast-moving system isn't just going to go poof, especially with the Gulf as hot as it is in these loop currents. This would be the worst-case scenario right here. Any system going over that spot right there, because this ocean heat content map shows it right here. This is how hot the water goes below the surface. Even though, check this out. So even though we got a storm up here, we have a tropical storm up here, right? You would think this blue water means, it's cold. Believe it or not, the surface temperatures up here are like 83 and 84 degrees. That is hot. So the water up here is 83, 84 degrees. But below the Atlantic surface, like, below your waist, it's cold. It's not very deep. The water isn't very deep. And that's why these systems can't really get too strong. But over here, the water temperatures might be, 88. Sea surface temperatures, it's not sea surface temperatures and hurricane strength. So, believe it or not, temperatures down here barely even 88, 89, 90. There's only about 6 degrees difference. But it's the heat content. This is what's got everybody, a little worked up, worried. This is very warm water below the surface, and that just really magnifies intensity. And then we have the extension into the Gulf, which is also found here on this map. The phenomenon of loop currents. I'm going to show you some more graphics I got ready to pull up for everybody. Oh my God, there's the Earth. I just felt like I'm SpaceX, man. I just went out of this Earth. Look at that. Oh my God, we just took a trip. We're in space. Look at man, we just took a trip. I didn't even feel any G-forces. All right, let's get back to Earth. All right, so these are loop currents. Ida last year rode one all the way up to Louisiana. This is hot water. So yeah, anything coming in off of Cuba here, that's just a lot of extra juice for anything to get going. So what other windows do I have? I need to close some windows here. So we already should. We got to get through the year without crashing Chrome. All right, so this is where we're at. All right. So this is tropicaltidbits.com again. Hey, look at that, Ingrid. Thank you very much. Appreciate that over there. Ingrid Eyes. Reggie King. There's coffee, I swear. Everybody, little Louie. Louie is a little... I figured Louie out the other day when I kind of grabbed him a little bit. Hunter, what are you doing? Come here. Quit sniffing around. Once he's sleeping, I don't wake him up because I think he gets mad at me, so... But anyway, we got Louis on the cup. Can anybody tell me why a little dog, I give the dogs this much water between the two of them and they pee 10 times that much? Where the heck does that come from? We should, instead of trying to get sponsors for my site like ABC, Furman, all the great supporters, I should get a roll of Bounty. I should get Bounty to sponsor me because we go through a roll of Bounty a day. All right, so I'm going to show you all the individual model runs that just came out. Now, the two things to note on this that you don't see, and it's tricky, very tricky. The Canadian model even though it's on here now, the ensembles. The Canadian model is showing a landfall down in South Florida, and the Euro continues to show a landfall just north of Tampa Bay. The Euro has been extremely consistent. Little wiggles, little wobbles, but man, the Euro has been known over the years. My good buddy Dennis Phillips told me this, that the Euro usually reads upper air patterns better than anybody. So you don't see the Euro on a lot of spaghetti model charts, so it's deceiving. It doesn't really, you get a false sense of, the West Coast is okay. And let me tell you something about the West Coast, by the way. Talking to some people, locals yesterday, we had Hurricane Elena in 85 that parked out here. Never even came close to a landfall in Florida, right? But the constant rotation, counterclockwise flow, man, we had some serious flooding here in the Bay Area from a system that didn't even make landfall. It was like off the coast. So West Coast Florida is on the dirty side, regardless. And we saw that with Ada. Ada, this is why, I took some heat from some people because, I made it, talking about the west coast of Florida, but Ada was 60 miles off the coast of Florida as a tropical storm. And we had record surge in Tampa Bay because of full moon. It was a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm off the coast of Florida. This 2 years ago, November, right? 1,000 homes were flooded from a 60-mile-an-hour storm off the coast that was only a tropical storm. So any storm that inches closer to the Florida West Coast, even if it's not a direct landfall, you're going to have impacts. So don't focus on that line. We're seeing the Eastern Gulf. I'm going to show you all the models now, just so we know. But we still have a developing system. It's not formed yet. It is moving kind of quick. The hurricane hunters are out there. There is signs that it's got vorticity still, so it's got that core. This is the difference of a weak wave that somebody might be talking about. That there's been times that we've seen a tropical wave without signatures like this. This is why I'm not why I'm talking about it, but yeah, that's why I'm talking about it too. But you see things, and you see that it's got really good vorticity signature, meaning it's got low-level spinach. And anytime a system's got spinach, that's our word that we came up with. You got to watch it. And it's got low-level spin. It's got mid-level spin. Granted, it's kind of over land, but the models are all in agreeing this is going to pop out here and get into that Western Caribbean. So we got to watch it. All right. Here's the ensembles now. These all came out. Let me get some coffee. Told you this was going to be long. Dylan's watching. Todd, you talking about Dylan Hubbard? My buddy, he texts me a lot. When is the king tide? Do we have any king tides? Hey, you fishermen out there, what's the tides look like? There's too many things in the world. By the way, there's a fly I'm trying to get. For some reason, my computer screen, actually Bermuda, it looks like a little fly, but it's not because there's two of them. There's two, those little black thingies, those little black, the little sugar flies or whatever. So yeah, let's not talk about the GFS so much. Remember, GFS this year has been all over the place, but we're going to show it. No full moon this time, Mike. All right, Daytona bum. Well, there you go. New moon this weekend. Does that mean less tides? Fill me in. I'm not a really big tide guy. Okay, there you go, Erica. So there you go. All right. So here you go. This is weathernerds.org. We love ensembles, right? You can learn a lot from ensembles. So the Euro, two things point out to me more than anything. The Euro is definitely becoming a little more confident on this Eastern Gulf FLA scenario. These are your overnight 00Z. These are all the different blends of the Euro. The mean is still smack dab over Mike's weather page. I said 3 days ago it probably won't be there because models change. You know, the old rule of thumb is 7 days. If it's going to rain, if your radar app says it's going to rain in 5 days, guess what? It's probably not going to rain. We all know that, right? But the Euro is just not changing, and every day we get closer. So the Euro is telling me high confidence on this pole northward. The Euro reads upper level wind patterns very good. It has weakened that jet stream a little bit from yesterday's 12Z to today's 00Z a little bit. So upper Gulf here, you know, still east of New Orleans, but you know, we got that, and it's tight. It's tighter than yesterday. The GFS, for whatever reason, has been trending a lot more west. So yes, we have to talk about this. We have people down in Cancun. Could be Tuesday. You know, Cozumel, definitely be watching, no doubt about it. GFS still shows a pole north. It still shows a curve. You know, the mean is the black line. This is the average of all the GFS, and it's still in the Big Bend northern panhandle. So the average of the GFS still showing that, even though the operational run. This is where, you know, I made a comment last night on Twitter and also in our Brew Crew. I remember Brew Crew members. I mentioned this last night. It's kind of hard to go against your ensembles. So the main operational run of the GFS is showing a landfall smack dab straight north in the Gulf, but yet most of the ensembles are shifted to the east. So when the main run is arguing with its own ensembles, you know, usually the mean is where the operational run comes out because it's the average of the ensembles, if that makes any sense. So to me, the GFS, it just seems fishy right now to me, why it's showing this west track. So, like I said, if I had to make the call, history, common sense, and gut, you know, we're looking at that. All right. Here's another cool map. This is from Tomer Berg. I got that link. A lot of people ask me where it's at. This is up here. It's a brand new link. Shelly loves when I add new links. We can spend all day looking at links. Berg weather right there. It's got this cool tool where it blends in a lot of ensembles, and he circles them out. And this is between the UK. Euro's not on this map yet, and then the GFS. So this is deceiving a little bit. The Euro wasn't posted on this when he posted it. So you can see, though, the mean. This is the mean of all of them. So that even includes the GFS, UK, supposedly the Euro. I don't know. I don't see red, but let's assume it does. And again, it's pointing to this classic style turn that we got to worry about. All right. Let's see. Here's a great graphic that was put out by Alan Huffman today. I like this guy. He's like been around forever. He pinpointed all the latest landfalls and locations. So the interesting thing to note here is this. Like I said, all right, so your GFS is here. But remember what I just showed? All the ensembles on the GFS are to the east. So it's very suspicious why it would be the most extreme ensemble, or, you know, why I would show that when every one of its ensembles, which is supposed to be the average. So again, just cautiously be aware of the GFS, in my unprofessional opinion. We have this model here. This is the GFS mean. This is all the averages of the GFS. This is where it's showing of the 6Z. The one I showed earlier was the 00Z. This is the actual landfall of the Euro overnight. And I thought was interesting, this is the Euro mean, which means the average of the ensembles. So the Euro is still trending higher than its own ensembles. A little interesting note. In the past, what I've saw, not so much this year, when you have your ensemble mean and your main run, it sometimes mean this will catch up a little bit to its own ensembles. So sometimes the ensembles are a way to look into the future. But again, the Euro is definitely on the Florida coast. And the Canadian model went really far south. That's a landfall down in South Florida from the Canadian model. And I did share the UK earlier. The UK is trending this direction. We're going to show you that here in a second. You kind of see where this is pointing to, everybody, right? Tina Salmon, thank you very much for the tip over there on YouTube. Appreciate it. Charmaine asked, did the GFS get an update? It did, and for some reason, it's not done very good this year. I don't. Nobody knows what's going on with the GFS. It's not been the greatest model at all. All right, let's look at all the individual model runs here. We're going to go to tropical tidbits. All right, I already have these loaded. So we do have a lot of folks watching down in the Caymans. We have a lot of folks watching in Mexico and Jamaica. So we're going to not zoom in so much on Florida. Did I say Florida? The Gulf quite yet. Tyler asked, what do I think about the CMC? Well, one thing I learned with the CMC, and it 100% held true. Hopefully some will back us up on this, because I went boldly to state this like 2-3 days ago. But the CMC had a west bias with Fiona, and originally the CMC was showing our new system here, way over here in Texas, Mexico. Guessed that it would catch up, and it did. Now it's showing Florida. So, you know, we have a batch of Euro ensembles that are showing a weaker west scenario, and it's backed off on that too. Remember 2-3 days ago I circled 2 little circles? Now we're seeing high confidence on the Euro. So 2 things happened with Fiona that happened with this system. The CMC started out way too west, and now it's catching up. I didn't even look at the GFS on Fiona because me and the GFS are having personal problems together. But the Euro had a split of models on thinking. It had a stronger system with Fiona going north, and it had a weaker setup going a little west. Remember, one time with Fiona had a landfall with the Euro here. I shared it because I share everything. I also shared the fact that majority of ensembles were over here. So this is a classic case where the Euro went against its own ensembles, and the next run it went back out to where Fiona is now. So, you know, you can learn a lot from ensembles and operational runs. So anyway, all right, so here's what we got. So this is Jamaica, Sunday. Timing has been exactly the same. It's actually speeding up a little bit. I've mentioned this a bunch, and it's happening. Systems that are approaching a frontal line accelerate. Sometimes they accelerate quicker than the models originally show, especially if they're intensifying. So intensifying systems will usually accelerate a little quicker than originally thought. So we'll see if that plays out or not. But this is actually overnight Saturday now below Jamaica. Here is Sunday morning, about right here. So it could be almost clear in Jamaica by Sunday morning. But then this is when things get interesting. We start seeing development nearing hurricane strength over the Caymans on Sunday night into Monday. So definitely your day is Sunday into Monday at the Caymans. Developing in that Western Caribbean. This is the Euro, you know, and it gets intense. You know, it strengthens quick. We're down to 950, 949 millibar. And if you're wondering what 950 millibar would be, if you go over here, I got the old school Saffir-Simpson link. They don't measure millibars anymore. They only go by wind speed, but 945 is the cutoff on the old Saffir-Simpson scale for category 3 to a 4. The old days, a 944 system was considered a category 4. So for it to be predicting that already, you know, makes you really pay attention. If this thing took a landfall north of Tampa Bay, I'm going to tell you right now, it is the worst case scenario ever for Tampa Bay. And I am not hyping that. I've done a lot of homework on that. It's not good. So just be aware, not scared. This is not a forecast at all. But surge is real. And the stronger the system, the wider the system, the more surge it'll produce. And that would bring in a lot of water to the West Coast, especially Tampa Bay. So, what we saw with Irma came through the, Naples area. We had water empty Tampa Bay. So it's all about that angle of approach. And listen, a storm above you is going to produce a lot more effects than if it lands below you. This is for the Florida West Coast. We saw that with Charlie. Charlie hit Punta Gorda. There was nothing north of it very far. So it's all that angle of approach can change everything. And let me tell you another thing about the Euro. The Euro rides up, we talk about this. You can still see effects along the coast here through the week. Now, this is Wednesday. This is Wednesday morning right here. Couple scenarios. Think about it. If it takes a little bit of jog, we could see landfall Tuesday night in the Florida West Coast. If the Euro is, if Euro's right. This is only one model. I'm not, again, this thing's so far out. However, we're within 7 days here, and you got to have some confidence when you get within 5 or 6 days, you would think. I mean, I used to share 10-day models, and now we're afraid to share 7-day models. But so there's that. I mentioned this morning on my YouTube video real quick on this, and we'll show you all the other models. Listen, any system on the West Coast here, you're going to see a lot of surge potentially on the East Coast over here in Florida. So just remember that. We had people evacuate to Brunswick, Savannah that were flooded. They woke up to cars flooded because of Irma. They escaped Irma, and they ended up with massive flooding up here. All that water has nowhere to go. So that's a potential. Just think about that. It would take a widening system, but the potential is don't focus on the landfall. And the second thing, I say it a lot, you got to know, it's not a coastal event. Any system, Michael had Category 3 winds all the way up into Alabama and Georgia, and we've seen storms come across Florida. It's still going to be a hurricane across the whole state. If the Euro is correct, there'll be hurricane warnings to the whole state of Florida, both sides, because storms just don't stop once they make landfall. So be prepared about that. It's not just a coastal event; it's inland effects as much. And I need to start mentioning this too. Tornadoes are a big part of systems. They come in off the tails of storms and the nastiness of squall lines. So yeah, the tornado risk is real. Power outages. I mean, it's too. A storm this big is going to have serious power outages. I don't care where it ends up landing. Somebody's going to have serious power outages. And I got some folks on the inside. There's some supply chain issues right now with transformers and wires and some of that. So we could have a little longer recovery if we get a big major hurricane hit anywhere. So now is a good time. Furman, make sure you pick up our supporter, Furman Generators. If you don't have one, it'd be a good time. And especially this weekend, making sure your generators work. Just, you should anyways, but the batteries go dead sitting there if you have an electric start. So make sure you get that little battery charged up. Make sure it starts. The fuel lines are clean. Probably not a bad idea to get gas now, just to be safe. Once, and I'm getting the feeling, I'm in a different position than local Mets and on air, because I can show possibilities that might end up not even happening. But I'm getting a sense that nobody's talking about this yet, because I think they're all afraid, one, of being wrong. Cry wolf syndrome, right? Also, you can't create fear on something that's not even developed yet. So I get the reason that nobody knows about it. I mean, but we're within a week here, so you know. So there's that. All right, so there's a euro. All right, so let's show you what else is cooking with other models. Let's go back. The GFS, let's go ahead and show you the other one that's being shared all over the internet, because the GFS last year performed very good, believe it or not. So we're going to go to that. Here's GFS. All right, so the GFS way south, not even close to Jamaica. This is on Sunday, Saturday night, moving pretty quick. Not close to Caymans. Good news for y'all. Let's, don't put all your money in just one model. But it is bringing a potentially developing system into the Cancun, Cozumel, Yucatan right here. This would be Monday into Tuesday. So that's the GFS. We got to show it. And it stalls out, doesn't feel the front. This is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like totally the opposite of the euro. But I got to show it. Because, it would be irresponsible if I didn't show everything. It's definitely throwing a wrench in everybody's forecasting, that's for sure. So, there's the latest GFS. Totally went west. But it's slowing down a lot. So, this is a week from Saturday. You have the Canadian showing landfall Monday, Tuesday, euro here on Wednesday, the GFS. So definitely the outlier. Got to show it though, 940. Again, looking back at the ensembles here. The GFS ensembles, majority of them are still to the east. So it's an outlier in itself of its own modeling. But there you go. That's a possibility. It doesn't pick up the jet stream. And here's the CMC. Canadians a little bit more on board with the euro. A little bit stronger system by Jamaica Saturday, Sunday, 999. Could be a tropical storm possibly. There's the Caymans down to 983. Possibility of a developing system Sunday into Monday for the Cayman Islands. Could be a hurricane there according to Canadian. On approach to the Keys, 984. And then a turn through the state. Now, the only good news on the Canadian is it's showing 985. That's not a major hurricane likely, but again, intensity predictions on these models is never really good this far out. So just, any 982 system down here, you got to watch it. It's going to have a better opportunity to really get going. Now, there are some mountains in Cuba, not so many on the eastern side or western side as the eastern side. But I got to show it. The Canadian, look at this. Just a couple days ago, look what the Canadian was doing. This is exactly what it did with Fiona. It showed a really west track. And it's now, I don't even know how far out we were at here. I don't know. See, it's not loading. I don't want to mess the system up too much. I know his server is probably on overdrive right now. Here's what the Canadian looks like. But anyway, a couple days ago, the Canadian was all the way to Mexico, and it's trending back, towards the Florida West Coast. But here's one scenario you got to look at. Possibility, this would be Monday night. We could start to see this approaching the Keys. This is Tuesday, overnight, Monday into Tuesday. So Canadian is really sped up. This is Tuesday morning. And cuts through the state. Very believable, right? This would be Wednesday morning. So Tuesday, Wednesday, look at that. And then, of course, coastal effects possibly. That makes a lot of sense. We've seen that a lot over the years. Fast-moving system develops, pulls up, goes northeast. So that's that. How about that? Check out the latest. Let's look at the latest H-Wharf. These are hurricane-specific models, and holy moly! Look at what. Oh, that's Fiona. Look at what it did with 98. H-Wharf's pretty darn good model on intensity. as we found out with Fiona, it was correct. Remember? People said, don't share the H-Wharf. They told me that 2 years ago. I've shared the H-Wharf, and 9 times out of 10, it seems like it's right with intensity. And it got Fiona correct. It was a developing hurricane by Puerto Rico, and it was the only one showing intensity of that near Virgin Islands. So you got to look at the H-Wharf and see a 946 millibar system nearing Cuba on Monday. That's pretty potent. Track isn't really the best with the H-Mon and H-Wharf, but still intensity-wise, 950. There's the keys. This is Tuesday morning. H-Wharf sniffs out intensity pretty good. Invest 98 on H-Mon. Takes me a while to figure out where the heck's the map at. I don't even know. Oh, that's the Yucatan. 939 as it nears the Yucatan. Again, these models don't seem like they're really good with the track, but hey, you got to show it. This is Monday night. This is this Monday. I mean, we should be getting a PTC soon because some of these models are showing Monday. Today's Thursday, so we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I mean, we should get a cone soon. We should, because 5 days from today is technically Tuesday, which is CNC showing possibly, Florida. So we're kind of in that 5-day window here. It's not like long range stuff we're looking at here. But the H-Mon 940, 939. I mean, just explosive development in the Western Caribbean. A real reality. All right, here's some cool images. Cool meaning I put them together, not the outcome of them. You got to be so careful with words, man. Hey, Loretta Reed, how's it going? Let's say hi to some people. PTC is a potential tropical cyclone, Willie. It's a cool little thing that they got now that allows them to put the cone up before we actually have a system. So it's a way for the NHC to technically have a cone watches and warnings, even though we don't even have a system. Years ago, if they didn't have a system, they didn't put a cone up, even though could have had a system developing 3 days out. Made a mistake last night and said, does anybody else get excited about overnight models? Well, I didn't mean excited like hoping for, category 10 hurricane. I get excited about models and looking at the new model runs. That doesn't mean that I'm wishing anything destructive. I've never wished destruction on anybody. What's old Shelly up to? Everybody behaving themselves. Jason Sutton, good morning, buddy. We just said hey to you guys. We just talking about major power outages coming, no matter what, wherever this thing decides to go. We're going to see it. Somebody sent me a picture. They're already staging some lineman trucks here in St. Petersburg. But yeah, we need a 5-day cone. I don't know why we don't have a 5-day cone. 5-day cone, PTC at 5. Hey, by the way, we're not going to do a 6 o'clock today, Shelly, because guess what? Little Sarah has got open house today. We cannot miss that. I don't pay attention to them. All right, so here's a couple graphics I did put together I want to share with everybody. This is important to me because I saw a comment today that somebody said it's not even a tropical storm yet. There's no way this is going to be a hurricane by the Gulf. Well, listen, this is an amazing stat right here. I know I sound like a broken record. If you're frequent Daily Brew person, then go pee. Don't go number 2 though, because you might miss some other good information. So this So the comment was made, there's no way this thing is going to be a hurricane because it's not even a tropical storm yet. Not right. God, I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say it anyways. So we've had 9. God, I hate repeating myself. So the continental U.S. has had 9 hurricanes that have been 150 miles an hour or more. Ida last year was one of them. Out of those 9, 8 were only a tropical storm 3 days out. Just think about that. 3 days out, they were only a tropical storm. That to me is the most amazing little tidbit I've ever heard. Tropical storm 3 days out. 9 storms have hit the continental U.S. as 150 mile an hour or more. That includes the only 4 Cat 5s we've ever had. So, doesn't matter what it is now. It's what it is here. And look, other than Andrew, and Andrew continued to be a major hurricane all the way through to Louisiana, every one of these is in the Gulf of Mexico. So what does that tell you about the Gulf of Mexico? Scary. The Gulf of Mexico can definitely overachieve. All right, so a couple more graphics I want to show here. People think Florida is protected by Indian mounds. No, we had a hurricane here in 1921 hit Tampa Bay to our north. Remember what I was saying? It actually hit Tarpon Springs. This little red circle up here, right here. Look, right here. This is where it hit us north of Tampa Bay. Whoa, I can't do that on that. I just forgot. There's a track here, October 25th. So, October 25th, it completely leveled Oldsmar, Safety Harbor, Tampa Bay, City of Ruins. So it can happen. A lot of notable October storms. We are in an October pattern, but late season, look at the arrow right here. That is the history of storms in the Caribbean because of cold fronts. And here's a great graphic from Bay News 9 showing 4 storms that actually hit the Tampa Bay area. They all started down here in the Caribbean. Other October storms that started in the Caribbean that were notable. Wilma, Mitch, Matthew, Michael, Opal, Hazel, and Sandy all originated down in the Caribbean in October. And it's only September. We have October to go. All right, cool. Anything else we can chit-chat about? Richard Reamer. Hot water. So here's the front. Let's talk about the front coming down. While I got everybody too, let me tell you, we got a couple new cruisers. We do have a cruise. I got to pump it up, man. This is the time when everybody's watching. But our second annual cruise is coming up. If you're a diehard weather fan and you love all your fellow MWPs and love weather and drinking coffee and drinking adult drinks, we got a week-long cruise in March. We're so excited about it. It's during spring break for a lot of folks. Royal Caribbean. We're going to have a pre-party Sunday for Brew Crew people that are subscribers and cruisers. So it's going to be a party on land. 5-day cruise to Coco Cay. We got some big dogs coming on that. It's going to be a ton of fun. If you're in the industry, I actually do a seminar on the ship. So you'll get a certificate of completion for hurricane preparedness. So check it out. Shameless plug. We'd love to have you join. And families are included too. Shelly's family comes. Phil, his family comes. And of course, Julie and the girls come with me. So kids are welcome. What happens on Royal Caribbean stays on Royal Caribbean. Oh, and don't judge. All right, so here's that front coming down. Let's take a look at the latest surface charts here. So it's all about the dip of the jet stream. Hurricane hunters are out there. I just saw a picture. I don't know if that was Hermine or not Hermine yet. But it's all about this cold front. And if we fast forward to next Tuesday, here it is. There's that cold front still on. This is the official NOAA map. So we've been showing this cold front now all week long. So it's all about this cold front. And I don't know what Well, I know what the GFS is thinking. It's so far south it doesn't feel the effects of that dip. But, I don't know, man. A stronger system typically gets lifted this time of year. So I just don't, from my thinking, I don't really understand what the GFS is thinking. But what credit? Whatever you need, we'll give you any credit. Chris, let me tell you a little something about Royal Caribbean. There's a gentleman named James Van Fleet who bought a Redneck Storm Chaser shirt, by the way. Great guy. He used to be a Met here in Tampa. He's a big fan, and I'm a huge fan of him too. Royal Caribbean, I don't know if it's still true today, but as of like last year, they were the only cruise line that had their own chief meteorologist, and he does weather updates every day. He talks like Captain Tobias on the ship we were on, right? I got to meet the captain, and believe it or not, the captain told me that they use our site. He said Royal Caribbean links our site on their official weather pages for all the captains of the fleet. Can you believe that? That's pretty awesome. But James Van Fleet actually directs boats around good weather, and he is always monitoring weather across the whole world. Amazing job of directing ships around good weather. So props to them for that. And it's a great cruise line. But here's that front on Tuesday. Prep list, yeah, there is one posted yesterday. I do have a link on the top of my site too, by the way, about prepared, right up here. Simple to see. How to plan and prepare, right there, boom. Right there. And I have a lot of links on my site. Now, hopefully they're all there. I randomly go through them to make sure they're working. So if they don't work, I apologize. It's not, but look, right here. This right here. Hopefully they're helpful. Hurricane helpful links, right? Insurance claim help. Obviously, call our friends at Coastal. Homeowners checklist. Supply hurricane preparedness. All about window shutters. Should you crack your windows? Family disaster plan. There's even a pet plan. Red Cross safety checklist. Protect your homes from flood, pet disaster. I think there's even a special needs section. How to deal with kids with natural disasters. So, hopefully there's some good information. There's also a link right here. Have a family disaster plan. A disaster supply. I hate using that word. It sounds terrible. Disaster supply kit. So, this part of the website hopefully is useful for you. Hopefully. But here's that cold front. I think I came back and said, here's that cold front 5 times now. Are you talking about PTC? No. Dennis Diaz. No, I get it though. There's 2 ways. You could say things wrong. I get it. I get the respect though. There was somebody on Twitter last night that respectfully said something that he didn't get excited because he lived through Michael, and I respect that. I don't respect when they come back and tell you how you should act and what you should think and what you're allowed to think anymore. I mean, like, what's happened to the world? Like, we can't have our own opinions. If you don't agree with somebody, it's okay. It doesn't mean you got to go hate on them. And I like Kid Rock, and I get blasted for that because he obviously is more right than left. I don't care. You know who else I love? Jimmy Buffett. He's left more than right. I don't care. I just like good music. Jamaica Mistaka. Do, do, do. He went to Paris. Oh, God, I love that song. All right, this is where I start going off the deep end. Joe, we can talk about time frame. Crayon us an unofficial cone. Heck yeah! I can do that. Justin said he heard me on the bone. I appreciate that, Justin. I really, 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 really appreciate John Sinning and Drew Garabo for having me on the show. They say a lot of amazing things about me and our site, and they have a huge audience. So they help give some positive press. And I'm sure I'm sure a lot of local Mets were cringing when I mentioned, West Coast Florida probably should be thinking about this, because I don't think I've heard it yet. And again, I think the reason is, I'm sure people are afraid to be wrong, right? And you know, I don't know. I think a lot of forecasters just rely on the NHC and let the NHC be wrong or right. That way, you know, and you should trust the NHC. But I think a lot of folks would rather hear the possibilities past that 5-day cone sometimes too. I'm leaning on the euro over the GFS 100% right now. Not because I'm wish casting, just because I believe in what it's thinking. And I will tell you, I think it was Monday. I went out on a limb. People say, "What are you thinking?" Okay, so, and again, you know, the argument is, you know, the argument of not sharing models right now is because we don't have a developed system. Yes, very, very true. Very true. But having a site called Spaghetti Models, I have learned to trust the models. And the number one thing that I'm trusting is we're going to have a system no matter what. A potentially major hurricane. That is showing up. The only one it's not is the Canadian, because it's not even giving a NOAA map for Wednesday morning. And you can see the little L popping into the screen. This isn't a hurricane model. This is actually put out by NOAA. This is their surface charts for next week. Timing here looks pretty good. The only difference here would be this. The euro showing our system here Wednesday morning, and the Canadian showing it here on Tuesday morning. And the GFS is like way the hell down here somewhere. So the only difference really with the official NOAA map here is that our system is a little quicker on the models, which makes sense because I've up more and curve more on approach. So Irma was a different situation. Irma came across, you know, all the way. It was a more north. I don't think we were dealing with a cold front then. We were dealing with a high pressure that was building over the Atlantic. And that high pressure built over the Atlantic, shoving Irma farther west. A little different setup right now with this front coming down. We have the big question mark is how strong this cold front is and how far down the jet stream dips. What the hell was that? I don't know. Yep. That just came out of my mouth. But anyway, there we go. Let's see what it shows here on day 8. Drum roll. Here we go. Boom. So if you want to know what NOAA's thinking, there you go. Anyway, lots to watch still. Nothing guaranteed. So I just spent an hour and 10 to say we don't know. Bill says with a faster speed, my opinion, it'll hang more off to the east. Bob Daly, somebody said split the difference. I agree, but when the GFS is so bad, I did notice Brian Norcross was kind of suggesting in a way like some of the model data is a lot of it's geared on GFS data. So the GFS is way west than the Euro and the Canadian is west, but in reality there's a lot still going east. So let's take a look at the UK. Holy moly. All right, I need some Red Bull. Yeah, Mike, I'm really skeptical of that GFS. That's just opinion. That's not. I share all the models. This moment of silence is brought to you by, I just haven't stopped talking for an hour and 10 minutes. All right. I want to look at the Euro, or the UK. I kind of forgot about the UK, but a couple followers yesterday, fans, said show the UK, and I forgot all about the UK, actually. UK used to be one of the top models everybody used back in the day. Didn't do too hot last year, but now the GFS isn't doing too hot this year. So let's see what the UK shows. Not temperatures. Who cares what the temperatures are? Here we go. All right, so the UK, this is an overnight run of the UK. Let's take a look here. It's developing at south of Jamaica. Kind of gets close to Jamaica, 999. Getting close to Caymans, 995. There's that same pattern of a developing possible, category 1-ish maybe. Hopefully, that's all. Here's a developing system, and it stops right there. You can start to see the hook. This is the UK. Starting to see that little hook. He doesn't go out past 168 on this model. We can look at the same model run with the Euro just to give you an idea of what it's looking like in the same time frame. Developing system, and it hooks it right there. More of the Big Bend area. Awfully close to MWP headquarters. Timing for the Euro, this is Wednesday morning right here, and Thursday morning right there. That's next week. Wednesday, Thursday. Canadian. That wasn't a that's like a record long. It's still going. That was not a snort. Might have to turn a fan on here in a minute. Here's the Canadian model. Really speeds it up. This is Monday morning right here. This is Tuesday morning on the Canadian. And it, of course, slides it through the state to Wednesday. So there's a Canadian. GFS. The outlier. It's going down by Yucatan. And this is Wednesday. So Yucatan watching Monday into Tuesday. Here's Wednesday. Man, just, GFS, you don't want to see this scenario because it's basically stalled, missed that front, and it's just going to sit out there and soak up all this hot water and be something to worry about. So, the GFS correct. Here we go. Sunday morning. That's a week from Sunday. That's amazing to think that. That's a long way away. Not this Sunday. We're talking October 2nd. So, GFS is really throwing a wrench in everything doing that. I mean, I don't want anybody to get it. You just want to see model consistency at this point. I would hope all three would be closer than that. Let's see what the average of the GFS is, and that's, of course, a little bit more prone here to Thursday right here. This is more of the GFS ensemble mean, kind of showing a cluster right here Thursday morning. So, there's that. All right, what else we got here? We got, I'm not going to show the icon. Navy models, terrible. Navy, there's good news. if you want the Navy to be right, there's that scenario we showed that we hope would happen. Not for the Bahamas, not wishing it on anybody, but Florida was hoping it would happen. Would be a complete miss. That's the Navy, but Navy has not done very good. But it's telling you the same whole setup here that it makes sense, right? You got this front coming down and basically, it feels it and shoves it on out of here. I mean, that's common sense is what we're looking at right here. And to me, the euro just makes the most sense right now. But that's not official. All right, well, I've chatted long enough. Let's see what the euro looks like with that front coming down. And the jet stream, the euro supposedly is one of the best at picking up upper air patterns. So we'll see if it ends up being correct or not. But as far as our jet stream goes and our precipitable water, here is the first front. So you remember a long time ago, we talked about a front coming down that would eventually steer Fiona. Well, here it is. This is that front right now. This is current. This is tomorrow, today. There's that frontal line coming in. That's why we got storms, by the way. We got storms brewing East Coast today because of this frontal line right here. So we got storms for the East Coast today. Not meaning to not talk about that, but that's because we have a frontal line. And now I have to find my map right here. So that frontal line is partly the reason Fiona's turning off towards northeast. But then next week we got another one. This is Monday. Here it comes. And it kind of pushes our system off, Like I said, it could induce some dry air. It could bring a little wind shear. The moisture map tells the story very well. If we look at southeast here, with what it could look like with our frontal line. Here's our approaching system. All this moisture here is part of that leftover front, so you can kind of see where it's going with that front. Some of the rainfall totals, let's take a look at that just for a what if. Here's the 12 inches plus of rain that'll be expected as our system pulls north. So this is based on the current track, but wherever the track decides, rainfall's always an issue. And purple's 12 inches. Faster moving system, the only good thing is that you won't have any stalling rains like we saw with some other systems that begin with H. But we still will see some pretty high rain totals as this cuts through. And again, it all depends on that landfall, wherever that landfall is. But, pretty much the Gulf Coast, Eastern Gulf is still the highlight. That's not unchanged. And if you think about it and scope of things, that's consistency we've seen now in 3 days. So we haven't really seen any big windshield wiper. We haven't really seen any big shifts in model thinking yet. The Euro's been pretty much locked on West Central Florida now for 3 days. And that's kind of good, I guess, as far as consistency goes. Let's pull up some ensembles here and see how far out we can go. I'm just going to click every spaghetti model I can find, and we're going to take a lookie. These only go out, I think, 5 or 6 days. I don't even know. But there you go. This is a blend of all available models that NOAA has right now with spaghetti models and ensembles. But hey, the turn north is 100% according to models, right? Believe it or not, that's some good consistency, It doesn't look like it, but at this point, it's impossible to pick a landfall location, something that's 6 days out. And we should be getting a cone soon, I would think. Chris Justice, yes, the Euro has been great. All right, I'm just going to talk now. Hey, Yo-Hell, what's up, buddy? What's up, Bobby? Where do you think it's going, Bobby? Hurricane Harbor, I want to hear your thoughts. Pouring buckets in Boston. Yeah, that frontal line is packed some punch yesterday, too, didn't it? Yeah, initialization's a big deal, John. You're right. But the vorticity is very strong. Can I show the map that's above my head? That's a windy map. Windy, that's Fiona. Windy has a really cool tool here. This is the current look at Fiona, by the way. Category 4. So 11 a.m. brings new info. Korg, yep. 11 a.m. brings new NHC updates to existing storms. I am definitely chasing this one, Shelly Roche. The perfect scenario for me, selfishly, we're supposed to go to Talladega. I am not going to leave until we know for sure where this is going. And if we have it coming to Florida, I can't leave. My cone, everyone will see my cone. I can't draw it on this because I would look like I'm copying. Well, 5-day cone. Let's think about today. Today. Trying to find a good map that I can click on here. We can. That ain't the one. Not the one. This one. Google Radar. Let's click on this one. I don't know if I can bring my cone up on this one though. But we can bring it up anyways. We'll just use this one. Alright, so let's think about it. So, alright, so oh crap, ads popped up. Alright, this is a cool weather site, man. I've used it in the past. It's WTSP from my buddy Bobby Deskin's website. That's channel 10 here in Tampa Bay. So I haven't linked. Let's backwards here. Alright, so we know Sunday's here. Today is... They had some serious flooding down in Trinidad, by the way, and Tobago from this system. Today is Thursday. So, Saturday. Let's see. So we got Friday. All right. So we got Friday, Saturday. So really, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is based on model data now. If you were to go with the majority of models. So if we do a 5-day cone, technically, we would have to do 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. You can almost have a 5-day cone like that. Man, so we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. Man, we might get a cone today. Dustin, you're 100% right. Euro's going off a strongly developed system. 100% right. So where's our spot at today? I believe it's just... It is. Now, initialization is the big question, right? However, we have clear sign that this thing has spinach. It's not a guess. If the system wasn't showing any type of spinach, I would say yes, but it does have signs of spinach. I know it's broad, but when we've had to guess at systems in the past, so here's 850, 700, and then 500's still kind of over land, but it's not that ill-defined right now, so it does have a decent center trying to set up. So it's not really a big guess on center right now, in my opinion. It's not like we're seeing a system that has no circulation. That would be different. But we are seeing a little mid-level spin, not too far off from low-level spin. So hurricane hunters are out there flying around. They're going to figure it out for us. They're the best. Recon data up here. I'll share it. This is Fiona. I know they're not out there yet. I'm pretty sure they're going out there soon. That's Fiona. Fiona deepened down to 937, still strengthening. And like I showed earlier, these are your old school maps, but that's clear. 850, pretty clear on this map. Not very. There's not a lot of wind shear, I don't believe. Looking at this, 500 is over land. That we just saw too. Shear map, it's starting to escape Fiona. It's going to be entering a lot more favorable area as far as wind shear goes. So back to the cone thinking. It's just for fun. Let's figure this out here. I got so many windows open right here. Boom. All right. So we are somewhere here. All right. So there's today. Let's say it's let's say it's there Tuesday. So that means Sunday. This is what day is it? Thursday. So we got Friday. So we know, and then this is definitely going to be Sunday right here somewhere. Tuesday. So Sunday, Monday, and then we have Thursday. So we got Friday. So Friday, it's going to move pretty fast apparently. So that's when it obviously makes sense. It's going to slow down and react to that turn a little bit. So if I was to draw a cone, it would be like this here. Let's just kind of do that. All right. Fish. I don't know how to spell official. It's been doing it. My brain went dead. There. Is that right? Unofficial. I forgot to see. Welcome to today's youth. There's a C in here somewhere. There's a C right there somewhere. I don't know. Oh my goodness. All right, so that's what we got. All right, so listen, here's the daily briefing. We got a new cone update at 2 p.m. There's a whole bunch of models coming out around noon. Yeah, and I'll do a little quickie later. We'll probably be live later. I don't know what time tonight. I went to college. I got a diploma that tells you that I went to school. I did talk about Fiona. 100-mile-an-hour winds going to Bermuda Thursday night, mainly Friday, overnight hours into Friday morning. 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Some of these waves, check this out for Fiona real quick. I don't know how the island structure is there, so it's not like you're going to get hit with these waves, but I'm sure it's going to create a lot of havoc for the East Coast. I guarantee it. But look at these swells here. I mean, this is unbelievable. Now, the bigger story is going to be up there around Nova Scotia. But some of these swells are going to be reaching the next few days along the East Coast. We're going to see 10 to 12. Let me just put it over here where you can see the map. This is the swath, maximum wave height. Look at 100 feet. So anything in this brown, category 4 system, 80, 90 feet. That's some serious wave action coming. And like I said, they're talking about Canada might be seeing one of their strongest storms they've ever seen up in Nova Scotia Saturday. And Newfoundland's going to get these waves regardless of the winds, so they're definitely in it. I mean, even though they're not going to take a direct hit with the winds, they're going to take a lot of beating from these. It's going to be a wider, like extra tropical, they call it, where it kind of widens the wind field. There's a front coming down. It's going to help widen our system. And so we're going to see more effects there. But that's massive. And it's going to be 920 millibar range right here when it hits Nova Scotia. That's very low pressure. Under pressure. Cool. All right. There you go. So, no page. This is weathermodels.com. It's a paid site. I don't know if they offer it. But I think maybe Levi might have it. No. I do have some wave maps though on my site down here. Right here. There's all kinds of, so we have right here, surf, we got this graphic. So I do have wave maps, Gulf waves, Caribbean waves. So I do have some wave maps here you can take a look at. Official wave maps. Well, hey, it's been fun. Winds in Nova Scotia, 100 plus mile an hour gusts at least. I showed a graphic earlier. Scroll back down on my page here. That's it. I hope it is made. Hey, Laura Barron, what's up, local yokel? You're going to go surfing. You better. It's going to be awesome. You might want to go Saturday. Thank you, Richard Reamer. Coneheads. They call us coneheads because we all live in that cone of uncertainty. Not only in weather, but life. So yeah, we need to get a PTC going here quick. Folks down there probably want to start seeing what's going on. New spaghetti models will be out around 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. This doesn't have the new Euro on here. The Euro only runs 90 hours right now, but you can still see it's right here. Still trending. I'm telling you guys, I don't know. My gut's still telling me West Coast Florida, so we'll see. Might be wrong, might be right. Who knows? That's what the beauty of this is. All right, well, listen, I'm not going to say for 11 update. No, I got to go. There's really nothing coming at 11 other than it'll be a Fiona update and a Gaston update. This graphic doesn't get updated until 2 o'clock. This one doesn't. So there won't be anything new on this. So they're going to update Gaston and Fiona at 11. But anyway, appreciate y'all. A lot of ways to support the page and what I do. And Shelly obviously is part of this whole weird thing that we do. And Phil and Julie, but we got subscriber options. We appreciate it. We give away a lot of perks. We're not your normal donation style site. We actually mail things to you and offer perks for helping the page. So if you want to do it, check it out. Obviously the website's all provided for you and all that stuff. So everything else is just fun stuff, koozies, shirts, little brew crew talk area we got, and I don't post anything that's not public anywhere else. So it's not like you're getting information only by being a subscriber. It's how it rolls, man. You tip the pizza guy $10 and he puts it on the neighbor's front yard, and you never see the guy, and it's cold and it's not what you ordered, but you still gave him $10. For $4.99, you can subscribe for a whole month and appreciate everyday postings and videos, because that's what I do. I don't think I've not posted on the internet since probably 2009. I know a day hasn't gone by in 5 years. I mean, I post every day, several times a day. I am addicted to weather. I don't know why. I started this on the couch when Julie and I, before kids, back in 2004, with a laptop, and just love watching weather, and I don't know why. I love tracking snow even more than her. It's weird. I love spring now with tornado season. I do a lot of that. So yeah. It's weird. I don't know. Never got sick of it. Don't know why. And social media is fun. I don't let the trolls get to me. I do if they don't understand me. I get a little upset sometimes when they don't really know who we are. But that's okay. You guys are always there for me. So there you go. Yo, hell, we did talk about the cruise, buddy. We can't wait, man. Oh my goodness gracious. We got I got more local friends going. Great people. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to start putting together our itinerary plan with events, a couple new things this year. I just did a cool podcast with Coastal Claims. I'm going to share it. And we talked about the cruise a lot, what makes it fun and special, and it's just cool. It's just cool hanging out with a bunch of people that making new friends and hanging out, talking about all the hype from the year, and oh my goodness, yeah, we're so excited, man. I might have to try a cigar, man. I'm not really a cigar guy, yo-ho, but I might try one for you. Joshua kind of is my real job in the summer. I'll tell you the truth. I put aside everything for it. It's a 5:30 a.m. to 11 o'clock at night thing now, and fortunate enough that I can do that now. And long time now, 2004. Julie's got the real job. She's been at Publix 35 years. That's amazing. So she's and I was a stay-home dad, so I did a lot of websites. I worked for a company that did a lot of search engine work for your top search engine companies. And I don't know if I'm still under contract, so that's why I had to say that. But so I've always had a love with the internet. I've always figured out a way to do stuff on the internet. I've love HTML and stuff like that. So, all right, we are going to go, and we'll see you guys later. We're going to be live tonight. I just don't know when. I got to find out from Julie what the deal is with our open house. We might be a little earlier tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll be back tomorrow. There's no update tomorrow. There's no really. I know it's 11, but there's no update at 11. I'm worried about. The only update at 11 is going to be is Fiona and Gaston. There's In fact, it's probably already out. They always come out a little earlier. There's your 11 a.m. update there. Holy cow, check it out. So here's the deal up north. Okay, we waited till 11. So we got a hurricane watch up for Brunswick, or Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. Look at that. Hurricane warning still for Bermuda. It still winds at 130. But that's kind of new. Hurricane watch is up now for Canada. Anyway. All right. See y'all. Thanks again. We'll see you next time around. I'm going to wait for the 12Z models now. Go clean up the dog's mess.